All right, everybody, welcome again back to Elite Zone Live with me, Max Bergstrom, and Shauna Stevens. We are going to be talking about posting everywhere without working overtime. This is going to be real estate content repurposing 101. There you are, Shauna. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm getting everything rocking and rolling here on a Friday, and I'm excited to talk about this because I think that this is something that is a challenge for anybody in business, but definitely for real estate agents who may or may not be working with teams or just by themselves. And, they're busy. Marketing your business and running your business are two different things. So, talking about how we can maximize content and minimize the amount of like hustle and grind that needs to be done while still getting the results wanted, I think is super important. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that a lot of times we forget the importance of certain like content in the background that you have to do from a marketing standpoint and the consistency to achieve the result you want. And a lot of times, we're in an instant gratification world, right? So it's like, well, I did it once. Why am I not getting it? I mean,
Hmm.
it's hard. I mean, we sat there and did things for 2.5 years and didn't see things. It's about the consistency to keep doing it so that you create that success. And a lot of people don't see the work that goes in. They just see the instant success somebody has overnight because it feels like it happened overnight when the traction starts picking up.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. There's a misconception there when you see somebody else's, uh, you know, Instagram or their Facebook or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say every time you post, you get, 3,000 viewers and I see 200 comments and everything. So you're popular, but me, like, that's just not me. I just can't
Yeah.
do that. And I'm willing to bet that agent would say, well, yes, but I also have been doing this every single day for the last 4 years. And for the first 3.5 years,
I
I
didn't get
really got
anything.
no traction at all. Right. So yes, that's a good point. And um it's hard right now because everybody's looking for the quick hack. Everybody's looking for the new tool. Everybody's saying, I'm comparing. It's an instant economy, right? Everything right now. Push this button and you get all the spoils. And we, our brains have not caught up to technology,
Yeah.
and
We
it
have to
just
look at it
doesn't.
this way, right? You hit it right. Like all the spoils, everything. Like think about 20 years ago, right? When Friends was around, or what is it, 25 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You would
Don't
sit
say that.
there,
Don't say that, Shauna.
right?
25 years
You
ago.
would
Oh my
you would
God.
sit there and go like, okay, that was a cool episode. I can't wait till next week, right? But you don't do that anymore. Like, hey, did you
Oh,
know the new Yellowstone or the new this or the new that
yeah.
came
The
out?
whole
And you would
season's
sit
out
there and
now.
binge the whole thing, and then we're like, oh, now what?
Yep.
Right? And so from that perspective of entertainment to the Amazon quick buy,
Yes.
things like that, it created this sense of, and then social media. Oh, I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what they're doing. It's a keeping up with the Joneses, right?
Yes.
How do you navigate through that? How do
Yeah.
you find your consistency? How do you create the discipline?
Yes, exactly. And that is, we're definitely going to be addressing that. But I think that what agents find valuable is, a tried and tested formula that says, these are the steps that you can follow. Here's exactly how to do it. We've done this, we've seen it work. And that takes a lot of the guesswork out because, and I love how you make the parallel with like TV shows and things like that because now when I sit down to watch something, sometimes I'll look for a show for 2 hours and then I don't end up ever watching anything because
Right?
now there's so many choices and for business there's
Can I
so
make the
many
right
tools.
decision?
Yeah, like, well, which AI tool should I use? Should I use any one of these 40 tools that do primarily the same thing, but have just little tweaks? And then, you talk about this all the time where somebody gets started, they do it for a little bit, and then something else new comes out, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, no, scrap that. That's from last week. Now I'm going to get this new tool, or use this or go here. So we're going to talk about the strategy. Yes, we're going to talk about the tools you need, but we're going to get into this. And basically what we're going to talk about is how you can take one video and you can maximize this into several different pieces of content to broadcast it several different places and successfully build like a week's worth of content from just one piece. And it all starts with the anchor video. Okay. So
Okay.
this is where agents are going to take a 2 to 3 minute video and they're going to answer one question from their client base, whether that's a neighbor, how to stage your home for a faster sale, what buyers should know about X city in 2025 or 2026, how to get top dollar when selling in a tough market, like, picking one of the questions that you're seeing a lot that your audience is going to find valuable. And then you shoot a 2 to 3 minute video with that. All right. Now,
Okay.
tools. What do you need to do this, Shauna? Do I need to go buy a 4K red Canon camera from Best Buy and then get 12 professional lights and then hire a team and gaffers and everybody to come and set that up for me?
No, and I don't even know what a gaffer is. So that's how illiterate I am on a production level on that. I mean, you've got a cell phone, okay? The camera is not what it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year. Like, it is so much better than that, to where start here, okay? If you create so much visibility to where you're getting thousands of views a day, things like that, then maybe you think of upgrading, or you think of, adding somebody to your team that can
Yeah.
handle those things. But you got to
Fair.
start somewhere.
Right. Exactly. So we can put that to bed right now, because I know there's agents out there like, oh, well, I need my videos have to look really, really good, and I need professional help, and you don't. You need a lavalier mic, $15 on Amazon. Just search LAVALIER mic, and you can clip that on. A little tripod, something like that. It's really all you need. And,
Yeah.
yourself, your smile, your energy. That's way more important, right? When I'm watching a
Hmm.
video, like, yeah, like you want a good quality video, but if the person in the video sucks, and I'm not saying you suck, I'm just putting that out there. If the person is not engaging to watch, or they're, then that's one thing. However, everybody starts somewhere, just
Yeah.
like we always say. So,
You'll become more comfortable with it too. Like, yeah, it's awkward in the beginning. Like, you're so used to talking to people face to face. Now you're talking to a camera, right?
right.
Pretend like it's somebody, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
be you, be authentic. Don't try to be what
Yes.
you're seeing over here. Don't try to be this
Yes.
person. Don't try to be me. Don't
Yep.
try to be you. Try be you. Like,
Be
the same
yourself.
way you interact with a client, pretend like that's the client in front of you that you're talking to.
Yes, 100%. I love that. So you have a phone, you got a lavalier mic, you have a tripod. Then you can use a teleprompter app. There's apps like Big View, or just if you search teleprompter in the app store, you can just plug your script right in
Hmm.
there, and that will show up on your phone. And film vertically, film like this, right?
Yeah.
And that's really all you need. And then you shoot your 2 to 3 minute anchor video answering the questions that your potential, sellers or buyers are asking, or what they need to know, right?
Now, Max,
Well,
really
that's
quick, because
yes.
you and I understand like anchor video, and that might be
Yes.
marketing jargon to a lot of people.
Right.
What is an anchor video? Can you explain that in layman's terms?
Yes. So I'm just saying anchor video because this piece of content is the anchor that you're going to use for every other piece of content that we create here.
Okay,
So
so it's
I
kind of
say
like
anchor.
the
It's like the
the
foundational
foundation for
piece.
the topic that we're talking about, right? So will you have multiple anchor videos for different perspectives, or do you only have one anchor video and then forever that's what it is?
No, multiple different anchor videos. So
Okay.
this is just like this. I'm calling this video the anchor video because this is what's going to we're going to use this as the jump off point for all of our repurposing. So,
Okay.
for
Makes
example,
sense.
right. So you've got your video, you've shot it, then you're going to clip it up into shorter reels, right? So I have a 3 minute video, but I'm not just going to post the 3 minute video and then forget about it. So I'm going to cut 3 to 5 clips you know, 30 to 60 seconds or even 15 to 30 seconds. I would encourage people to try different lengths, right? Try a 15-second one, post it on TikTok if that's where your audience is. Try a 45-second one, put that on Instagram, put that on Facebook. But, you know, clip your longer form 3-minute video into shorter segments. You can use tools like Opus Clip or Descript, and you can upload a video and you can say, please make cut this into clips and make it so, you know, the points are distinct and clear and make sense, so I'm not cut off mid-sentence. Like, AI, it's getting pretty smart to the fact where you can really do this with minimal amounts of effort, and I know that because I'm doing stuff like this all day long, people. Okay, so trust me, I'm not that smart, but I'm able to get this stuff done, and so can you. Okay, so that's number two. Clip your long form video into short form videos, 3 to 5 clips, and focus on the hooks, you know, the quotable moments, stats or bold claims in your video, you know, and make those precise and yeah, and then, you know, CapCut is a super easy video editor if you want to add captions on there. But a lot of tools now, they just have it all built in. So check those out. Opus Clip, Descript. This is kind of like, you know, we're given some of the tools that we use too, because you know, why not? There's so many out there. And then, you know, you take these videos and you can post these on Instagram Reels, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts. You can put them in a blog post, which we're going to talk about later, because that's you know, part of the content. Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, everywhere, right? This is how you get so you've got your anchor, and then you've got 3 to 5 clips. So we're already at what, 6 pieces of content potentially here from the first 2 to 3 minute video. Now, step 3, we're going to take our video and we're going to get the audio, or we're going to get the transcript from the audio. So this is your script that you put into your teleprompter. And we're going to create a blog post using ChatGPT, right? Shauna, I know that you have done a lot of written, you know, transcript to written content, all different, you know, manuals, ebooks, you know, scripts, trainings, all kinds of stuff. So in your experience, how difficult is it to get like a pretty decent blog post out of a video transcript?
Well, nowadays when you use things, it's way easier, right? We used to have to like try to write it out and like the way the hook is, the way we want a call to action, things like that. So now what we do is you can take the video, right? That transcript, that you script or anything, and you can actually upload that into ChatGPT, but give it some prompts, okay? You're not using ChatGPT or another AI tool to do the work for you. It's more of doing it with me. Takes away the writer's block, but it also takes away, like, you know, give me a different perspective. Give me, you know, take this transcript and write it into a blog post that is 500, 750 keywords. But also, I want you to focus on this tonality, and I want you to focus on this piece. And you kind of go through different iterations and say, I like this, I don't like this, I like this part, I don't like this. And you help it craft that message with you and for you in a way that you can then repurpose it as a blog post. So I just said the video, and then I took it and now I created a blog post that I can attach the video to, and that's 2 pieces of content, if not more, that you can break it down. It's just about having a little bit of patience to learn the learning curve of, what do I ask ChatGPT? What do I ask it to do?
Yes.
How do I do that?
Yep. And really, you know, what always wins for me is, like, you know, the elements of a blog post. If you tell ChatGPT, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I've created this 3-minute video. This is a transcript I'm going to share with you about X topic, and I want to turn it into a blog post. I need to make sure there's a clear title. So please give me a good title with a hook, you know, and make sure there's internal links. So you can drop your website URL in and say, can you please hyperlink to my contact page? Here's the URL. And you literally type that into ChatGPT. And then you want to say, I want a call to action, you know?
Yeah.
So I want it that included. Book a call, download the guide, contact me, whatever that is. And you just, yeah, like, it's very smart. You just give it minimal prompts that are specific though, and
Yeah. You're
and
telling
boom,
it what
and
you want, right?
yes.
And it might not give it to you the way you want it the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. And so you ask it, like, tweak this, tweak that, right? And so the biggest thing is like you take this anchor piece, which was the foundational video, right?
Hmm.
And our whole goal is how do we get more out of the smaller video, right? And so when Max is talking about you repurpose it here, you got this video, you got this, and then you have this. It's like, don't overthink it. Don't overwhelm. Start with one thing and then ask it, hey, can you create another video for this? Or maybe we need to, what are other branches we can use to help, buyers and sellers out there from this original video, right?
Hmm.
When you go to do that blog post, like you're talking about, like it's important to understand why you need a good title, right? The whole idea is people see that title first. What is going to get them to click to want to read more, right?
Exactly. So it's got to be
And
searchable, to your point, right? It's got to be
searchable, but it's got to
searchable,
be
and it's got to have a hook,
compelling,
right? Compelling.
right?
Hmm.
Why? I mean, think about all of the times in the media and news. It's like you read this headline, you're like, oh, I want to read this more. And then you read the story, you're like, it had nothing to do with what grabbed me in that headline, right? And so it's like your title does matter. That hook matters to get people to want to open it to read more. The
Yep.
imagery you use, things like that. The call to action. Your design is to try to get people to want to learn more from you or to reach out to you.
Right.
Write your
Yep.
content to get that to happen,
Yep.
not just
100%.
a generic piece that's like, oh, I just put out content so that I can rank. No, you
Yeah.
have to
Not
have
doing it to
intention
do
behind
it.
it.
Yes. Exactly. Awesome. Okay, so now we've got our 2 to 3 minute foundational video. We've split that up into 3 to 5 different shorter video clips that we can post on social media, and we've taken the transcript from our video. We've dropped that into ChatGPT, and we've specifically asked ChatGPT to create an intentional blog post with a solid title that's searchable, a good hook, and a call to action. That's going to go on your website. And guys, you can publish those articles on LinkedIn as well. And by doing that, you give yourself a nice SEO boost. You give yourself an authority and a credibility boost. And I believe that Microsoft owns LinkedIn. So, any Microsoft affiliated tool, wherever they are in the algorithm, that's going to give you a nice boost there as well, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you can do all of that, and then you're going to start ranking for your content the more you do this. So
Mm-hmm.
that's step 3. Okay, so video, short videos, blog post. Now I'm going to take that same thing and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create a lead magnet or a guide out of this as well. So if I've got my let's say the title of my video and my blog post was like 5 things that every seller needs to know in 2026. We'll just go general or generic, right? So I got my blog post, and then I'm going to ask ChatGPT after my blog post. I'm going to say, okay, great. I love the blog. Now I need you to create a guide where we take this blog post, but we expand on it a little bit more and we add more. And then you can simply just type into ChatGPT, please format this into a guide and paste the text below. And
Give
then
me
you
step by
can,
step. Give me
yep,
bullet points. Give me an
yep,
action plan.
yep, exactly. And if any agents are confused on what I mean by, like lead magnet or a guide, all we're talking about is just like a downloadable PDF that's offered when you go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So download my 5-step guide to X, Y, and Z. So you've already got, your brand. If you're using Design Studio, you can design your ebook in Design Studio or Canva, whatever. It doesn't have, and it doesn't have to be like crazy with the design. I actually find that more minimal and professional is just fine, because it's about the meat of the content, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
about necessarily how the design looks, it's about the value within the guide. Okay, so your lead magnet, your guide, and then you can start driving people there when you post on social media. Hey, I've got to,
Download
here's my,
this. Here's
Download
this
this. Here's my
free
30
guide.
second. Exactly. Exactly. Right. So now we've got our anchor video, 3 to 5 smaller clips. We've got a blog post, and now we've got a guide that AI has created with our help, of course. And then we can create a carousel post with this as well. So you can take, the key points of your guide or your blog post, like the big 5 to 7 points. If our guide is 5 things every buyer or seller needs to know in 2026, then you ask ChatGPT, hey, I'd like to repurpose this into a carousel post. Can you please take each of the 5 steps and make it into format it into a carousel post that I can put on to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And the cool thing now is that you can literally say, can you create the visuals for me? Just don't add text. I always say don't add text because it's getting better with text, but there's still, text errors and things like that. So I find it personally easier just to add text in a Canva or Design Studio or something like that. But you can just tell Chat GPT, hey, now I need a carousel post. It's going to be 5 slides, and I need you to break the
And just so
blog
you
post.
guys know, a carousel post is basically multiple images on a post. So if you're looking at Facebook, Instagram, you know how like it's got the little dots underneath the picture, you can slide through to see them. That's what the carousel is doing. It's a carousel of images.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, thanks for the clarification on that. Yes, and then so you take this, you've got your 5 to 7 slides with your 2 to 5 tips or steps. You've got a call to action. DM me if you want more info about this. Hit the link in my bio and get the full guide. What have you. And then that goes on Instagram, goes on LinkedIn, goes on Facebook. You can just make that a multi-image post. And yeah, so then you've got more content that backs up the point you're trying to make. And next, you can do a email newsletter, right? I know most agents out there are doing some sort of monthly newsletter, market updates, listings, things like that. Well, this is a way to diversify that. So now I'm taking my 5 things every seller needs to know in 2026, and I'm going to create a newsletter and include that in there. So I might say something like, hey, here's 5 things every seller needs to know in 2026. Boom, 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 boom. Check out my video here. Like, you've already created this other great content, right? You can point them towards a blog post now, which lands them on your website. You can point them towards a video now, which lands them on your social media. So, through this newsletter, you're reaching them to a point of a one-on-one conversation, right? Because email is just direct to the person, but you're also guiding them to all of these other places where you're posting content, and this is going to help
Absolutely.
with that. Yep. So you send that to your sphere of influence. You send that to your past clients. You send that to open house leads. You send that to
Mm-hmm.
your website opt-ins. And by the way, if you're using Agent Elite, you're going to know who your website opt-ins are, right? Because we track that kind of stuff. So just a
And
little
the biggest thing
drop
is
there.
it's just another piece. And I think a lot of people, what happens is they think, oh my God, I don't want to bombard people. I don't want to send too much. I don't want to. You have to remember that 10% of your audience is going to open the email. 10% is going to be on Facebook. 10% is going to be the Instagram. 10% is going to be the blog reader or this or that. Like, not
Yep.
everybody is going to do 100% all over. So you have to be everywhere in this omnipresence to create the visibility and the brand awareness that you're trying to achieve. Because without the visibility and that brand awareness, you're never going to create the traffic. And without the traffic, you're never going to convert the leads that you want. And without the leads,
Yep.
you're never going to get the closings that you want. So you're not going to fulfill your mission of helping more people in homeownership, right? And so all of this is playing into the ultimate strategy of creating more visibility.
Yep.
And this is just another way to achieve that 5,000 words of content a month that we know works.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what we've outlined in the Visible Agent, which is the guide that we really hope every real estate agent out there downloads and studies, because this is the proven methods that we're talking about. And we know they work because we've seen it. We've seen it work. So, but yeah, so then, once you have all of this, your engagement strategy, post the content, but then go back, look, am I getting any views? Am I getting any comments? Do I know somebody that I might want to share this with specifically? Repost it, post to your stories, wait a week and try, uploading your video again. I mean, there's things you can do to keep the momentum going. But when we look over the final snapshot, we've got one full video on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, which is your core visibility content, right? Your anchor video. Then you've got 3 to 5 short clips that you're putting up on Reels, TikTok, on Shorts for reach and attention, right? Getting more people to engage with me, check out my anchor video. Then you've got your blog post that goes on your website and on LinkedIn. And that's going to boost your SEO and your long form authority, right? And offer more value. Then you've got your email newsletter, which you're going to send to your CMR list or whatever prospects you have to keep you top of mind, and also guide them to, hey, here's where you find more valuable content. My social media, my website, by starting a conversation with me, what have you. Then you've got your carousel post that goes on Instagram, on LinkedIn. That's going to offer value and create more opportunities for engagement. Then you've got your downloadable guide, which goes on your website, and you can DM to people, right? You can send this out. And all of that together, Shauna, imagine if I did that every week, man, like I think it would probably take me maybe 2 or 3 hours to complete all of that. Now, that's me because I've been doing this stuff for a while, but think about it. Out of a week, 2 to 3 hours to make a week's worth of content, that really is not that bad. That's really not that bad, right?
And you don't have to do it every week. We recommend, because you're going to get more out of it. But
right.
Imagine if you spread that out over the month for yourself, how much better of a position you would be in than not doing that. A lot of times we think like, oh, I got this website, it's a business card in the sky, it's not really bringing me traffic, because you're not using it the way that it needs to be used. You live in a digital age where consumers now crave the knowledge and education and think they know more than you as the expert, right? So how do you help them be on the same page? You push out the content to help them instead of telling them you know more. Like, be the expert on social media and everywhere that they could be, not just when they call you or they're ready to buy or sell. Because the challenge is when they're already ready to buy or sell, they've already picked somebody. And that's what we're seeing with agents everywhere.
Yeah.
Is where were you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months ago when they weren't looking yet?
Yes.
To choose an agent, you have to be doing these things.
Yes. Yeah. And not only that, but somebody might not be ready to buy or sell because they're missing out on some key piece of knowledge about the market that you can provide to them, right? So you might end up explaining like, no, hey, like right now, this is where we're sitting. It is a good time to sell, and here's why. And they might be like, oh, wow, like I didn't even know that, right? So by getting the content out there and staying top of mind and continuing to add value about the market, you might even incur that change might come from a piece of your content, right? Whether or not somebody decides to list their home. So there's a lot of power that agents have out there, but that's the deal, guys. In 30 minutes, we just explained how to get like 10 pieces of valuable content from a 2 to 3 minute video that you can make at home with your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Shauna, what would you tell somebody if I did this once and it was cool and I blasted everything out there and then I came back and I was like, well, I tried your system and it didn't work. I did it once. So that's BS. It doesn't work.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. And that's the challenge, is people give up too easy. They move from one quick fix to the next, thinking that, oh, what that one person told me is going to be the Hail Mary, right?
Yep.
The end all be all. And that's not the way it works. I want you to really look at every successful person out there. Okay. They did it over and over and over and over and over and over. And when they thought it wasn't going to work, they kept doing it. And that's when the turning point happened.
Yep.
Don't do it once. Don't do it twice. Commit to doing it once a month, at least once a month, if not once a week for the next 12 months. But that's what it takes to be successful and to compete against everybody else out there. You are competing for attention and visibility.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest thing. And the minute you do one thing, your competition is going to do the next. And so
Yeah.
what do? You got to do it again. And it's this
Yep.
rat race. It's never, ooh, I'm number one. I'm number one. No, you're number one until you stop working, and you got to keep
Yep.
going.
Exactly. Yep. There's always
So make a
somebody out there
commitment.
that.
Go download the Visible Agent. We'll give you the strategy of what you need to go do. But you
Mm-hmm.
have to commit to yourself to be consistent in doing it. And it's committing to the process every week and every day, not the end result.
Ooh, say that again. That's a good one.
It's committing to the process day in and day out, right? Not the end result. Make
Yep.
the goal for yourself, not I want, 2 transactions a month or 5 transactions. Make the goal of I am going to add 3 leads every day, 5 days a week. I am going to do 1 video a month and distribute it in its 10 things. I am going to make, 5 calls a week to ask or get a referral. Like those are where you need to make your goals around the actions you're going to take,
Yep.
not the end result. Like that's where you
Yeah.
want to go, but you have to commit to the process in order to get there.
Exactly. The results will always follow the footwork if you do it diligently, consistently, and long enough. Like, I know that it's a bummer, guys, that it's not like 20 years ago and you could put one video up when YouTube first came out and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And you got millions and millions of views. That's cuz everybody's doing it, right? But don't look at that as like, well, everybody's doing it now, it's going to be harder. Look at it as like, okay, everybody's doing it. What are they doing? How are they doing it? How could I do something different? How could I do something better? And we live in a world now where it's so easy to promote your product and your brand, but there's a lot of other people doing it, right? So you've got to be consistent about it. So as an agent, the consistency, focus on the footwork, focus on the actions, and the results will come. And guys, if you want the plug and play content repurposing system, what we've done here, you can get it in the Visible Agent. There's that and so much more. So check that out. agentelite.com/visible. Again, agentelite.com/visible. We've been posting that all over Instagram, all over LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere we are. So check that out. And don't forget, we're always live 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fridays for Elite Zone Live here. And we're going to start getting you into the show with us so we can answer questions and things like that. And so I'm really excited for that. Shauna, before we wrap it up here, any parting words, any last minute, your last bits of advice, any challenges for these agents?
The challenge is going to be like, oh my God, is this working? Do I keep going? And the answer is yes, because we've seen it for the past decade and we know it's worked. Like we've been doing this with agents for 15 years. So we've seen what works, what doesn't. So the biggest thing we can say is like the consistency. If you can't commit to once a week, commit to once a month. But start getting out there and just posting and being you and stepping out there. Download the Visible Agent. Like that is your playbook. And that is the strategy that we see clients go from 3 to 5 deals to 15 plus. We see clients go from 15 plus to even more, right? And commit to it. Like you have to commit to doing something for 12 months. You're not going to get instant gratification in anything you do, but I'm telling you, the people that are ready to buy and sell that are going to be your client aren't just waking up and going, oh, I'm going to choose this realtor. They already chose their realtor 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Go be that person so they choose you in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. That's the problem is people give up too easily and wonder why the clients are going elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, you heard it from Shauna. Stay active, stay consistent. Don't give up. Keep hustling, keep trying. We're here to guide you. We're here to give you the strategies that work so you can spend less time trying to figure this stuff out and more time committing to the processes and that consistent action every single day. And we're going to dive in with more value. We will see you next week. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But hey, until then, go out there, hit some open houses this weekend, make some calls, add those 3 to 5 leads a day, and go be a fantastic agent. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.